Hi guys, I'm Ishmael.
Hey guys, I'm Sonu.
He's my husband, if you couldn't tell.
So the reason we wanted to make this video is because we were the first ones to have a baby in our family, and even beyond that, we were the first ones to have a baby during a pandemic. And so we wanted to reach out and see if our experiences would benefit anybody else that was planning to have a baby during this time. And we'll just talk about things that we went through before the pregnancy, during the pregnancy, and then during the delivery process to see if it can help anybody else.
Yep. So guys, I just finished up my college and I graduated with a double major in economics, international development. Do you want to tell a little about yourself?
Yeah, sure. So I'm an internal medicine resident, and I'm currently in my third year. And when Ishmael got pregnant, we were in the midst of my second year of residency. And so a little bit of insight into the medical side of things, but just wanted to say there's no disclosures, no conflict of interest or anything like that. I won't be advertising anything. And I speak for myself only.
Yeah. So right now I'm not working because I'm taking care of my baby. So in a few months I might go back to work. Not might, I most probably will. So, yeah. So let's start with like what it was like to be pregnant. I think like our first few appointments, Sonu could come with me. It was not a problem for ultrasounds or OB appointments, but since March when the lockdown happened, only I was allowed and no other support person was allowed for appointments. And I did most of my appointments telemedicine to avoid going out or contracting COVID, and that's what they prefer as well. So unless you need to like be physically there, I think that's what you do as well.
And I know that's associated with a lot of anxiety, and a lot of parents that are expecting want to be there for all the different visits, and they want to be looking at all the ultrasounds. So I know, just speaking from my perspective, obviously it was a little different because we had been able to go in for the first couple of ultrasounds, and then from there forward, we had to just do FaceTime, and it was a little bit different. And so
definitely feels weird, you know, you're going there by yourself, you can't share the moment, but yeah, you can FaceTime, you know. I know like my OB and ultrasound people allowed me to FaceTime, so just check with yours. I'm pretty sure they'll be flexible with this because, you know, it's like a difficult time. And other than that, I would say when you have like cravings or going to restaurants, like try to just do takeouts and eating at home, or like if you really want to like try outdoors. And sometimes Sonu and I would be eating in the parking lots because a lot of these places wouldn't offer outdoor seating area. Yeah,
and I think a couple of times we did brunch at again outdoor places in city. We're from Baltimore, and so in Baltimore City there was a few places that had outdoor venues where you could set up shop and eat out there. So that was kind of what we did. But obviously different when you're having cravings and you maybe can't go to the restaurant that you really wanted to.
Yeah, but if you want to have your family visit you while you're pregnant, so definitely get them tested or quarantine like at least 2 weeks so you don't contract COVID.
Nice. So with the actual pregnancy, a lot of people really look forward to the baby showers and doing the gender reveal and everything like that. And we watched a bunch of YouTube videos and we were super excited. But then when time came, obviously we did not want people to be coming in and bringing COVID and all that.
I think our gender reveal was also like the last few weeks of March, which was just when the lockdown happened. So like if we did it just a little earlier, like we would have
might have gotten away with it. But I think that's something so you guys can plan on doing like a virtual or Zoom gender reveal or baby shower. I know we ended up doing like the whole baseball thing, and so we ended up setting it up in the backyard, and we had everybody on Zoom, and my family was able to help film part of it. We were staying with them, and we'll talk about that. But I think that's also helpful if you guys plan to have baby showers and gender reveal. Yeah,
and like for most of my shopping, because it was so early on in the lockdown, I did all of my shopping almost online. And what I did was like I found super helpful was I put literally everything on the baby registry, including diapers, diaper rash creams, and like, even the smallest things, because I feel like that helped me, you know, make a checklist of everything. And then like everybody was super helpful because nobody could really visit, so like everybody was like more generous. So yeah,
it's good. And I think one of the other things that went into a little bit more planning was during the pregnancy phase is staying safe during COVID. So everybody has different degrees of exposures to COVID and whatnot, but depending on your job, you may be at higher risk. And so I know we talked about this with our OV, and because I was working in the hospital during the whole process, we ended up kind of making a system where every time I would come home, we have sort of a backdoor entrance to the house. And so I had my little Corona zone back there. And so we would basically, coming through that entrance whenever I was coming back from the hospital, Ishmael would just open up the door and she would stay in this part of the house. And essentially I would make sure I took off my shoes, took off my scrubs, and any jackets, bags, or anything always stayed in that Corona zone. And then from there I would pretty much just in my boxers run into the shower and change my clothes and everything, and I wouldn't interact with anybody in the house until I had done that. So I know that was a little bit of a change because you're used to coming home, and normally when you're tired you don't want to go right in the shower or you want to take a little nap, but I think that was something that I trained myself to do even early on, so then I knew once we had the baby it would be something that would be already built in.
And then other than that, I think like disinfecting like whatever you have in the house. Like I remember like I would like disinfect almost like if not every day, every other day with some wipes, no brands named, the doorknobs or like the doors or whatever, like he would touch or like we would touch when we're going out or coming in. Washing the hands after you're done opening your mail, so sanitizing a lot. So these are some basic things that I'm pretty sure like everybody's already doing, so just be on the lookout for those.
And if you guys haven't already now, I think people have a lot more supplies of the hand sanitizers and things like that compared to early on. And so if you wanted to throw in a bottle of hand sanitizer in your car or clip it onto your bag and just have that, really any surfaces that you might not even be aware of that you're touching, whether it's a gas station, you just filled up and you touch the pump, that's something right there. If you went into a public space and you opened a door for somebody or something, so things that you're touching that you're not even sure may have droplets on it.
So we didn't really shop in person a lot, but when we did, I remember we also had some disposable gloves, so I think that really helped us out. Like when we were touching stuff in stores, like we just come back to the car and before getting in the car we just take them off and still sanitize our hands, but like it just gives you a little bit more peace of mind.
So I'll leave it to Ishmael to talk about more of the nuances of being in the hospital, but I'll just mention that when we were looking into actually going into the hospital, very important where you choose to deliver. I know we can only speak about the actual hospital delivery process. If somebody's planning to do it from home, it's probably a little different. But for us, looking into the hospital specifically and what their policies are, sometimes they used to allow this in person, but now everything's going to be virtual. Try to do a virtual tour of the hospital you'll be delivering at, get a sense for what the room looks like, what the actual facilities look like, and that will just help you get more comfortable once you're actually there. And then in terms of the actual policy, do you want to talk a little bit about that?
So what we planned was a vaginal delivery, but I ended up delivering at 38 weeks. It was an emergency C-section. So, I mean, I can tell you a little bit about both. So regardless if it's like a C-section or a vaginal delivery, you will get screened for COVID. This is just to help everybody get comfortable in whoever's in the room or is operating on you. And this also takes out you wearing a mask during the labor process, which I was really concerned about. I was like, wait, will I have to wear a mask when I'm delivering? Like, you can't breathe basically, and you have to drink a lot of water. So that's something they do just to make you comfortable. Sonu still had to wear his mask because he never got screened, but I'm not sure if other hospitals screen the partner or not. But
and everybody has their own policies as well. Like each hospital is a little different. Some people are not even allowing partners in until after the delivery. Some are not allowing them into the OR, but are allowing them in the labor and delivery area. So just be cognizant of that. And then I did not have to get screened, but if you go to a hospital where you do have to, then just plan on that as well, because sometimes they have you check in the night before delivery, or if you're planning to do a planned induction, then they have you come in earlier than the actual day just so you can get screened and then they can get you situated away safely.
And they do rapid COVID tests, so you will get your result in an hour.
And also just making sure that whenever you're going in, again, I think Ishmael just said this, but I was away for a second, take everything with you. So even though we had to rush in as an emergency when things happen, and that's a story for a different day, but when we got there, we were really glad that we had taken most of the things with us. And so just make sure that you have your ready to go bags already planned and by the door. That should include your own stuff, baby stuff, your partner's stuff, all in bags. So Ishmael was awesome. She had packed everything for me, but really just making sure that you have all of that stuff ready. And I would plan to start doing this maybe even
32 weeks.
At 32 weeks onward, because then at any point you could have to go into the hospital and you don't know if you're going to be allowed to come back or if you're going to be admitted. And so just make sure that you're ready to go at any time.
Because our hospital didn't allow someone to leave until we were getting discharged, so that was really helpful. But I think you can always ask like your family to bring stuff to you, and you can always go in the lobby and just get the stuff. So that's something like you can check with your hospital.
And I think one of the other things is talking about family is if you are planning to have family help you out even after the delivery process, then try to stay with them while you guys are pregnant, whether you have them tested beforehand or you move in with them before you decide to get pregnant, however you want to plan that. But basically just know that you're going to be in a safe space, and I think having family around is very helpful, especially for first-time parents, new parents, especially during the pandemic where you don't really have a lot of outside sort of interaction, and you're not really sure. Again, he was just yelling back there. He wanted to be part of the video another time. But we just wanted to make sure that we had help afterwards as well. So we were staying with my parents, and these guys were all quarantining as well, making sure that they weren't doing any high-risk activities and all that. So make sure that you're planning to stay with family afterwards. You try to stay with them before, or at least have them get
Travel
tested
ahead of time,
Exactly.
so they can quarantine and start living with you. Yeah.
All right. So this guy is the baby. We'll have to wait for another time to introduce him to you guys. But yeah, I think those were the big things that we had wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, and yeah, we delivered him in like July, the end of July. So he's almost 2.5 months old right now. Yeah, so I think we're doing a great job.
self
No diaper rashes.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Look forward to our next video, in which we talk about more topics.
Yeah, like we'll just walk you through what we're doing with our newborn, and like as he like evolves into being a toddler, and then as he just grows old, goes to college. Hopefully not by then,
God.
But like whatever we can help you guys with. If you want us to make a video or want to ask us questions, leave a comment. Please subscribe to us. If you're new, we want some support and love.